Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Bellingham. So glad you're joining us on this Mother's Day weekend. My gratitude today has to do with mothers, um, not only the mothers who perhaps were responsible for our birth, but I was thinking about all the mothers that have helped me in my life who were not my biological mother, who were there in times of need, in times of distress, in times of celebration. And they were the ones that, in their own very mothering way, witnessed my journey. And perhaps you have women like that in your life who have been witness to your journey as well. I'm in gratitude for all of those women as we enter into this service today. Right now, I'd like to introduce you, if you don't know, to my music director, Amber Darlin, who's going to share some wonderful music with us before we begin the service.
Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all you out there celebrating. It's a pretty nice day here in Bellingham. All right, well, I thought we'd start with this song. It's been a while since we sang When You Believe. Anything is possible when you believe. Anything is possible when you believe. And you can make a mountain move when you believe. You can make a mountain move when you believe. Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe? Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe? All right, in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe, we're gonna make a miracle when you believe. We're gonna make a miracle when you believe. And everything you want, you got when you believe. You know, everything you want, you got when you believe in yourself, 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 when you believe, I believe in me, and I believe in you. We believe in each other. There ain't nothing we can't do. No, 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 no. I said I believe in me, and I believe in you. We believe in each other. There ain't nothing we can't do. Anything is possible when you believe. You know, anything is possible when you believe. Sing that again. Anything is possible. Oh yeah, anything is possible when you believe. You know, anything is possible when you believe. Indeed. We'll take a minute out there if you're live in person with us, or if you're on social media. This is a great time to say hello to some neighbors and our spiritual community out there, near and far. We're so glad you're here today. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Clap, clap. My soul is welcome here. 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 We're going to move on over to our practitioner of the day for an invocational prayer.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Bellingham. And I invite you to join me in prayer. So know with me, as I enter into this divine consciousness, this spiritual arena, I feel the presence within me, operating through me and around me, always wanting to express in an even deeper and greater way. And as I move along this path, my spiritual journey, I choose to evolve my spiritual presence, my way, in the world of service, compassion, and love. And I invite all of you to join with me today as we open our hearts and our mind to the spiritual practice that we have before us. And so it is.
Thank you, Joanne. Well, let's move on into some musical meditation together. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Let's sing that again. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. My heart is open. My heart is open. I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open. I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Let's let that peace wash over us today. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. All of me designed to perfection. All of me beautiful and sacred. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite. All of me pure light, divine. All of me designed to perfection. All of me designed to perfection, beautiful and sacred. All of me beautiful and sacred, expression of the infinite. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite. All of me pure light, divine. All is love, all is light. 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 All of me pure light, divine. All of me designed to perfection. All of me beautiful and sacred. All of me a wonder, expression of the infinite. All of me pure light, divine. Let's sing this out. All is love, all is light. 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 light divine. Let's just sing with our voices. All is love, all is light. 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 All of me, pure light divine. All of me, pure light divine.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you, Joanne. Wonderful morning so far. Well, here we are again. My topic today is to know ourselves, and it comes out of a quote by Parker Palmer that goes like this: Our deepest calling is to grow into our own authentic selfhood, whether or not it conforms to some image of who we ought to be. As we do so, we will not only find the joy that every human being seeks, we will also find our path of authentic service in the world. And I was thinking about that as I read this article from the New York Times, and I'm just going to read you a little piece. Um, it attempted to name what may be the dominant emotion, quote unquote, of 2021 so far, and they called it languishing. It is a concoction of distraction, aimlessness, and what some folks have termed Zoom fatigue. People in the Times article report experiencing the dulling of delight or the dwindling of drive and a slow slip into solitude caused, no doubt, by the emotional long haul of the pandemic. So languishing. Are you languishing? I know I've had my moments of languishing, which I always think makes me think of fainting couches and stuff. But um, so this dulling of delight is actually what I wanted to talk about, in part because when our deepest calling, as Parker says, is to grow into our own authentic selfhood, whether or not it conforms to what we thought we ought to be doing. And then we have this dulling of our expression. We're in a spiritual danger zone. It's a place that Joseph Campbell also spoke to quite often. I don't have the quote in front of me, but I was reading one of his books the other day, just picked it up and opened it. And it was talking about how, we have a calling, and that is the beginning of the hero's journey. And I don't ever remember him talking about this, but he was talking about, well, what happens if you don't answer the call? And what he was saying is then you live with this dull ache, the dulling of delight, this dull ache of not really feeling as though you are doing your life's purpose or you're engaged with life. And I suspect a lot of people um, work with that. They work with the languishing, not just because of the pandemic, but because it's so, so, so easy for us to become extremely distracted by outer circumstances and things that we involve ourselves in and not listen to the call, honestly. You know, um, everything from binging on Netflix to computer video games to getting very involved in social media platforms can take us away from listening deeply to what the calling is that would take us into our authentic selfhood. And it's not always about doing something, it's actually our calling is often about being something. being our true self in some fashion. And so I was reading about this interesting study. I actually got this from my friend Jack. Um, and so I'm going to read this study to you. Several years ago, a study was done in an impoverished neighborhood of London. Two parallel streets were selected a mile apart, each with similar poverty and concomitant problems, including a very high rate of crime. Unbeknownst to the residents of these streets, one of the streets was secretly selected to be cleaned every day for a year. All trash was picked up, graffiti was removed, curbside flowers were replanted and watered, and broken lamps and signs repaired, repainted, and cared for. Nothing was said publicly about this extra cleaning and beautification. After a year, however, the streets were compared. The statistics showed a whopping 50% reduction in crime on the cleaned and beautiful street. So for me, that story was like gripping because, I was thinking about the analogy, of course, to the spiritual path. I always do. And so I was thinking about how that applied to our lives, to my life. And I was telling the early service that there was this monk named, I don't even know how to say it, but I'm going to try. He's from Singapore. His name is Gyo Jun. And Gyo Jun was talking about his practice of mindfulness, of breath, which is one of the first instructions that Buddhist practitioners have for how to meditate as you focus on your breath, mindfulness of breathing. But he was saying, in fact, let me read it to you because just the way he says it, I don't know if it's because he's from Singapore or what, but it just cracked me up. I think I marked it. He said, if you practice mindfulness of breath and yet your kitchen is a mess and your bed is unmade, that's a little weird. And I thought to myself, yeah, that is a little weird, isn't it? It's very common, but it's a little weird. And I think what attracted me to that was after reading the study about the two streets and how giving mindful attention to one street and beautifying it and keeping it clean and keeping it repaired and keeping it going like that um, resulted in this enormous drop in crime. And, we could go into the why, but I was thinking instead about the why for me and what would be applicable to you and to me in terms of not being weird, as Joy Jung said. And I thought about how we can practice in such a way that we begin to pay attention to restoring, repairing, and beautifying our inner life and our outer life in ways that will change us and lift us into knowing ourselves more fully. And so this week in Science of Mindland, many of us have chosen to talk about revolutionary love, which is a term that was coined by Valerie Kaur, who is a very incredible Sikh leader, the leader of the Sikhs, a female who has a bunch of TED Talks and books and all kinds of stuff. But as I was reading her book, Meet No Stranger, about how we do this thing where we other people, and how to stop that practice by practicing revolutionary love. She has a couple of points that I think apply to our spiritual life and our life in general, and how to restore, repair, and beautify the inner and outer life that we live here on the planet for as long as we're given. So the first point she makes is that uh, the difference between just sort of the hallmark love that is beautiful in its own way and revolutionary love is that revolutionary love changes things. It's not about just acknowledging what is, but it actually affects change. And how does it do that? Well, it prompts us to open to places where we have closed ourselves off from. And when she's speaking about othering people, of course, what she means is that this love holds us steady and sturdy while we open our mind and heart to people who are very unlike us. Maybe they have a different political view or a different view of society or a different view from a cultural perspective. But in opening ourselves, we have to first let go and open to being curious about another person and no longer distance them. But in addition, this kind of revolutionary love that prompts us to open instead of being closed applies to um, the places of our life where maybe we've been not really wanting to look. I'm thinking of my garage. Um, so it's outer things where we've allowed things to be that are really actually distressing and cluttered and not cared for. And we've just sort of put it over there because we tell ourselves we don't have time, we don't have energy, whatever we tell ourselves. The same is true with internal things as well, though. Revolutionary love asks us to open to the places that we've closed inside ourselves. And I hate to mention it, but I'm going to mention the fact that today is Mother's Day. This is the day that I'm speaking. You may be listening to it at a different time. And not all of us had the best experience with our mothers, you know? And not all of us have the best experience with other sacred humans either. And one of the things that we do to protect ourselves when we're younger is we close those relationships off and we just put them over there. And we say, I can't deal with that. I'm not going to deal with that. They don't go away, folks. They don't. And so eventually, revolutionary love is the kind of love we practice for ourselves to open our hearts to the closed areas in our psyche and our hearts so that we can work with, in a very stable, sturdy, steady fashion, with these more difficult relationships that we have maybe been staying close to. Does it mean we'll heal every single one of them? Maybe not. But it does mean that as spiritual beings, we're willing to give it a shot again. And from a more elevated place that we're standing now, maybe we have the steadfastness and the willingness to love ourselves into opening to see if we can affect change. Because remember, that's what revolutionary does. It changes things. It also causes us to pay attention to what is crying for our attention, both inwardly and externally. Thich Nhat Hanh used to tell a story about how we need to treat the difficult parts of our inner life. He would use the analogy of a mother who puts a baby down for a nap and is really, really looking forward to just having some time to maybe read a book or just rest. And the baby starts to cry. And at first, she tries to just not go there because it's like, I just put you down. I really need this time. But the baby's cries get more and more frantic. And Thich Nhat Hanh says, like that mother, we need to stand up, go into the room, and pick up the baby and hold it close. And just the act of picking the baby up and holding it close comforts the baby. And then we can begin to investigate. Is there something pinching it? Is there some distress? Do they have a dirty diaper? What's going on? To try to investigate. But first and foremost, we have the willingness to go pick up the baby and hold it. And the same is true with difficult internal emotional states. Is it would be so much easier, we think to ourselves, to shut that off in some room over there in our psyche and not deal with it. But it's much more effective to go pick up that emotion, not get swallowed up by it, not get all agitated by it, but like a mother, hold that emotion close and calm it with mindfulness. And then you can investigate, what is that that's come up for me internally? The same is true externally. And this is where, for me, I've begun to apply it more fully because I've been practicing the internal stuff. And now I'm taking my practice to the external world, which I find deeply upsetting sometimes. I don't know about you, But even with all my spiritual practice, um, I struggle with seeing people who hate people, actively hate people. I struggle with people who are being treated unfairly. I struggle with endemic sorts of social situations where there's not enough of something, not enough food, not enough shelter, not enough love, whatever. And those external things have felt so overwhelming to me that often that's the place where I've had to close my heart off a little bit because I haven't had the stamina or the steadfastness to be able to work with those. And revolutionary love asks us to open and, like that mother, go and hold that situation close. Now, there may be nothing that can be done in the moment, but just in the act of being willing to open my heart to those things, what I've begun to realize is I can find in myself such deep compassion and a call to take action in some fashion. Maybe it's, I know there are a group of us here in the center, not me personally, but there's a group of us who are making these high protein, high fat cookies for people who are experiencing homelessness and don't have a lot of resources. Every week, people are making these cookies and delivering them to the various places where uh, we know that they'll be of assistance. So there are things that we can open to if we're willing to look, if we're willing to be and hold like a mother and just hold, we can become aware of how to change things. Even if it seems like the smallest little act of kindness, it matters. Um, and also, revolutionary love dissolves barriers, but it doesn't dissolve barriers with like flamboyant announcements. I am dissolving this barrier between us. But instead, um, revolutionary love is the kind of love that we practice when we're willing to sit with discomfort and deeply listen to ourselves, to our beloved others, and to those in the world that need to be heard. Um, in this way, we are able to dissolve any barrier of our heart by cultivating the ability to listen deeply without any agenda, just to listen to ourselves and others with the agenda to be here, present. Again, that mothering place. So, how does this relate to becoming um, our authentic self or to know ourselves more fully? When we have these places where we have um, things that need to change, either inwardly or outwardly, whether it's the garage or a forgiveness piece inside ourselves or working with a difficult societal issue, in every case, as we begin to open to working with those things and we find a stability within ourselves because we've been practicing on the spiritual path, a kind of unconditional love and a kind of compassionate regard, we are we are taken effortlessly to the calling of our own heart, which is what Parker Palmer said in that initial quote. You remember? Our deepest calling is to grow into our authentic selfhood, to grow into that. And so, how do we do that? Well, we do that by challenging ourselves in the places where we have perhaps not allowed the nourishment that would grow ourselves to be made manifest. It's like, having seeds planted in secret, and we find the willingness to water those seeds with revolutionary love so that they can grow us into our true calling. When I talk about this, I often worry that people will think that a calling is like this big old vast thing, and it's not. It's rather really knowing what the heart's longing is, and this growth is the antidote to languishing, to dullness of delight. It really is the antidote to that But convincing the ego to open is a task. So one way to think about this is to begin to pay attention to what you love. So if you love gardening, that's part of your calling. If you love music, that's part of your calling. If you love conversation with others, that could be part of your calling. It's actually whatever you love is part of the highway of delight into your calling. And as you use the things that you love and know about already, and you begin to commit to opening in places that you've kept walled off or closed, the calling just gets more and more delightful. And you know how to authentically serve the world. So I'm going to encourage all of us on this day to act like mothers to ourselves, to really look at those places that are calling for our attention, that are maybe crying in the other room, that we need to now stand up and be the brave mothers we all are, regardless of our gender. Go pick that part of our life up, hold it close, and listen deeply so that the calling that's there has an opportunity to speak. You know, for me, I don't know if this is true for you, but I really believe that each one of us has spirit on board, that we're not alone, that there's a part of our nature that is connected to the infinite. And the infinite is making use of our life to evolve itself by means of our unique path. So for me, the calling is really a God thing. It's really a spirit thing. It's the it's the gentle push of the infinite saying, follow your heart here and you will grow. You will evolve. You will become your truest self and you will serve in such a beautiful way. So please join me in a prayer for that, and we'll move into the announcements and some more lovely music. Join me in this knowing there is a power of love that has no limit that dwells within each of us. I know this. I've experienced it. It is the truth of my own being. And I offer this truth to you. This powerful love that has no limit is moving in my heart and mind, awakening me more and more fully to the capacity that I have for authentic selfhood, to be my truest self more and more fully. And because I have said yes to this love, I accept transformation as part of my journey. And I am willing to open the closed places in my heart and mind. I'm willing to open to the difficult situations I may find myself in and lean back into that love that is sturdy in me, that has no limit, and allow that love to be with me and expressed through me so that I reach a new level of understanding and compassion for others and myself. As I do this, I truly am transformed. And I'm grateful knowing that this love being with me, operating through me, is now taking me on a journey that is unending in its capability to take me to my truest nature. I'm grateful every day for that love expressing in me. And if you would like to accept this prayer for your own, as I say, and so it is, say that with me, will you? And so it is. Thank you. So let me tell you a little bit about what's happening. We had one of those life experiences that happened to all of us. Our Victory Garden leader, her mom died unexpectedly. And so we're postponing our Victory Garden creation, which was scheduled for the 16th, next Sunday. And we'll let you know when we reschedule that. She'll be back in a month or so, and we'll let you know all about that. I want to remind you that today the men's group is meeting at noon via Zoom, and the links for most of our Zoom events are on our website, CSL Bellingham. You can go there and find those. The men's group meets from noon to about 1:30, and you're more than welcome to come, whether this is your first time or you've been going all along. Next Sunday from noon to 1:30, the practitioners of our center are offering a wonderful workshop on our form of affirmative prayer, what it is, why we love it so much, and it's interactive. So you'll be invited to talk with people and share your own thoughts about this. And then the following Sunday, the 23rd, also from noon to 1:30, they're actually going to take you into the mechanics of how to do that form of prayer. So you have 2 wonderful free workshops coming up that I hope you'll take advantage of. I also wanted to let you know that if you have a talent that you would like to share in a Zoom room, we're having another one of our open Zoom mics happening on the 21st of May. It's Friday at 6 p.m. So maybe you're an author and you've written a short piece that you'd like to share, or a poet, or maybe you sing or play an instrument. Any of that and things that I'm not even naming may come to mind. We'd love you to come to the Zoom room and share those gifts. And we'd also like to invite those of you who don't have those gifts to come and be audience, and that will be your gift to those sharing. That's on the 21st at 6 p.m. in the Zoom room. I'm teaching a couple of things this month and next month. One is I'm doing a soul collage here at the center. So if you're from afar, unless you want to drive here, that probably won't work for you. But we're doing a soul collage on pandemic revelations. And we're going to be diving into our psyches to see what the psyche brings up for our awareness in reflecting on this past year and a half. The soul collage will be from 4 to 6 p.m. here in the sanctuary, or possibly outside if it's nice. And we have a limited number of people who can attend, and we're getting close to that limit. So if you've been thinking about doing it, please call or email the center office, and we will get back to you soon and put you on the list. I'm also teaching a class in June on Tuesday evenings from 6 to 8 on the book, The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. And this isn't just about leading a company or a nonprofit or a small business, but actually about leading a life and how to consciously lead your life. So if you're interested, love to have you as a student. This class is being offered by Zoom, and you need to register with the office. Just a note on the office, my administrative assistant is taking a well-deserved vacation this week. So if you don't hear back from us right away, don't panic. We'll get you handled, but she'll be back a week from Monday and can help you then. The other thing that's happening that I wanted to make you aware of is every year in June, we hold a series of wonderful gatherings, I guess you would call them, for a very hidden part of our center that makes our center gleam and shine and glow. And this is the connection team. And they are the people that behind the scenes are love in action in our center. And so although we're not meeting in person a whole bunch, we decided we would see if those gatherings would be of interest to you in preparation for when we do get to come together more and more fully. So the connection teams are going to be offering 4 gatherings on the 4 Thursdays of June from 6 o'clock to 7:30, 8 o'clock. Each gathering's a little bit different in timing. And we need you to sign up for that if you're interested. This will be offered via Zoom, so you can be where you are. But we'd love you to join that team. And to join that team, you need to have these 4 sets of gatherings. And since the first one starts June 3rd, we're hoping you'll sign up right away so that we know whether we're going to go ahead and do that set of gatherings or wait until the fall. Let's see, I think that's enough. Don't forget our practitioners are doing morning prayers at 7 a.m. via Zoom and evening gratitudes. Love you to be a part of it. I want to thank you for being here and for your donations. And I'm going to hand you back over to Amber Darlin for one last song before we go out into this beautiful day.
What a wonderful service we've had today. Hope you enjoy your day, whatever you do. Let's sing All Good, All Good. All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul, lets me know all is good. Holy, holy. All love, all love, all love. Holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, and my soul, lets me know all is love. Holy, holy. All one. Let's sing this out into the world. All one, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, and my soul, lets me know all is one. Holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, and my soul, lets me know all is good. Holy, holy. Lets me know all is good. Holy, holy. Have a blessed week, and we'll see you soon.